Pepe versus Sergio Ramos. No, Pepe is Portuguese. It's Neymar versus Xavi. I don't know football, man. It's time for a Counter-Strike trace.
And more importantly, it's time for Anders versus Maui Snake. Take it away. Ha ha ha.
It's fantastic. I didn't know we were going to be fighting inside of the broadcast, Maui, but I'm ready for it. It's GODSENT versus Movistar here at ESL Pro League, and we're going to be on Nuke for the first map of the best of 3. Does these map any surprise to you? Are you shocked by what we're seeing?
Not too much, not too much. I think the desk outlined it very well, and I think I have to side with Yanko in the fact that I think GODSENT's just got the superior firepower. They got the better players, but we've got a fast A-hit coming out early. Barton is unable to find anything. Latno in the back of the site also taken down. Davy G is doing God's work on that site.
Yeah, fair play to Dumal for coming in and even hitting that shot, and I think they're trading pretty well here. 1 versus 2 for Henny, and he is just at the start of the bomb site. Could maybe find a way to win this one. Bomb is going to be planted, and yeah, he wants to spend that time. It's pretty good timing. Has Death's cornered right there, but it doesn't matter. The jumping clock comes into play, and instead, it'll be the T side to pick it up. Movistar off to at least a decent start, and I mean, I don't know about how your feelings are on pistol rounds, but they most of the time seem like a bit of a coin flip to me. Rushing the A-bomb side, why not?
Rushing the site, I mean, even the players from GODSENT were where they probably were supposed to be. Just couldn't quite find all the kills there. So Movistar, they're going to be pretty happy about that one, of course. But GODSENT, they're going to force up. This is where that firepower should come into play for them.
With 3, yeah, this is so interesting. Even a Mag 7, which has apparently made a return onto Nuke.
It's got a place in the game.
It does, and especially on this map, right? We've seen that in the past. I think it's gone out of fashion for a real long time. And those smokes as well, I think it's interesting. They already used 1 of them, they had 3. I mean, I guess you could, theoretically, especially if, for whatever reason, Movistar, if they play this round slowly, those smokes could really come back to do a lot. Gonna be some great trading. 3 for 1, heading in towards the ramp room, and they're gonna be just fine. Otherwise, I mean, it could have been a cool collapse towards the lobby, but they won all the fights, so.
Everybody just held firm, held strong for Movistar. Yeah.
So you're on the GODSENT side of things too.
I'm going to slightly lean that way, but I haven't made it too much of a secret that Henny is my favorite player of all time. Bias, of course, but yeah.
Okay.
Favorite in CSGO, that is. Favorite in CSGO. Yeah.
All right.
We're going way back.
You're gonna have to try and justify that. I feel like that's
it's a rare pick, I think.
Yeah, it is.
But I like polarizing players that are, you know, outside the server, might have some problems here and there. Like he's almost like the he's kind of like the Dennis Rodman of Counter-Strike. Just constantly problems outside the server, but when he's in it, man, he has some major impact.
Well, let's not send him to North Korea anytime soon. But I appreciate it. So you're in it for like the long story arc. You're waiting for like the
redemption needs to come.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know his personality after the gaming days are over is going to be one. It's going to be storied.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's a lot of flavor in that pick. Just not based on not just even Counter-Strike, but the whole Henny package.
Yeah, what gun does he use again? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Some pretty good stuff here again. I mean, these are the kind of rounds that I guess you're expected to win. If you win the pistol round, you sort of want to win the follow-up rounds, but it wasn't always played out that way. Sometimes you see teams screw these rounds up and the game becomes a lot more complicated. So I guess it's from Movistar's point of view, it's nice to see them just do a little bit of common work here and not lose too many rifles either. So good stuff so far.
Nothing too spectacular about this one. Well, some damage at least being inflicted, but this should be a pretty easy cleanup for Movistar. Bomb's going to be planted towards lower. Yeah, I mean, to remark more on that Henny pick, though, for my favorite, I think it's just the way that when he's in the thick of things, he can find... It almost feels like when I first started watching, he was kind of like what Brokey is today, where he could just be pinned against a corner and find 3 kills out of thin air.
Yeah. And
he was so rapid fire with that op back in the day. And he just felt like straight up one of the fastest people. And it was too obvious to pick Kenny S as a favorite.
Yeah.
You
want to be a little bit of a hipster sometimes and be like, everyone else can keep Kenny.
You can't just follow the crowd entirely.
If you like that kind of player, why not someone like Woody from the Brazilian scene? He's got that, to me, he's got that same quality. Like, the more pressure you put on him, the more likely he's going to do something really wild.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the longevity to be the favorite of all CSGO. Yeah.
That's true. Fair enough, then. Well, the 4th round is kind of already here. We've got the double AWP on the CT side, both Taco and Henny. no surprise on any picking it up, obviously, but it's kind of an interesting pick in the 4th round. That's deep investment for that CT side. Dumao opening up with a good kill, and Lado actually following that up. Mopaz going down right away, so just right off the bat, a 3 versus 5 here, favoring GODSENT. It's a very, very good defense, and if they can just chill this round out a little bit, they should be able to close it out, as long as they don't, you know, like almost like rushing down into that B-bomb side. But even if the bomb goes down here, should be a pretty clean retake coming in from the CT side.
Double op will make things a little bit cumbersome, but they have so much utility that they should be able to make it work regardless, as long as they have their protocols down pat. You can see that Henny and Taco will be going for the double op push from ramp. Nice flash to set Taco up. Alex, though, he's in emo. He's going to have to find something. Death is able to maintain control of the backhauls, though, and that's going to make things very difficult for GODSENT. This might not be worth it now. The double op is still pushing forward. Taco's already on the site with it, and no, Movistar, they're cleaning this up.
Yeah, absolutely well played. Death's coming in with just a Galil and 3 kills behind it. You can see Henny's hand around, but he's not trying to win the round, and they're going to pay everything. That's so much money down the drain. I'm a little bit shocked. I definitely thought they could have done so much more work in getting that retake on board, but and they didn't even want to cancel it once they had the first couple of deaths. They were like, no, let's keep going anyway. That's shocking.
They were in deep. Yeah, they were just in so deep at that point. Taco's on the site by the time that second kill comes around backhaul, and this was just very well done by Death. So the fact that he's not traded out might be a little bit of an error on GODSENT's side, but credit to him for finding the timing on when those peaks are coming out.
Whew, all right. That is, especially playing the T side of Nuke, I think that's a pretty good start for them, and obviously puts GODSENT back on pistols. So very likely going to be a pretty smooth start right here on the side of Movistar. We'll see. Alex is down over on Secret. Actually, that's a nice steal shot, but I think that's something that I look for when I was sort of researching this game a little bit, is how much Alex likes to play on his own, really on both sides of the map. They put a lot of trust in him opening it up, and I actually think he's a really fun player. I know a lot of people, when they watch Movistar, they look at Sunpaeus, and I think that's also reasonable. He's obviously got that AWP. He's one of the better performing players on the team, but I think Alex is like, sometimes at least could be the key to understanding what they're actually doing, both on the T and CT side here.
Yeah, I would have pegged Mopaz maybe 8 months ago to be the guy that's sort of the bailout player for Movistar, but it does seem like it's shifted to be Alex. This is a nice flank from Taco. Oh, can he find another? Looking for it. Davy is able to clean things up. Oh, wait a second, that's the bomb down. This becomes really hairy for Movistar, especially given the fact that Dumao found that smoke. This is a potential round for GODSENT. You can see that both Movistar players are just going to wait for that smoke to fade, but by the time it does, they're only going to have about 20 seconds. And if they pick the wrong site after retrieving this bomb, it could be lights out for them. Yeah,
they don't have time to clear all the corners. You're absolutely right. They have to go pick this fight, win that, and then get into a bomb site all in about 20 seconds. And I think smartly, even Dumao falling all the way back from here. This is so well played. He could have stuck around, especially behind the smoke, but now this down to 10 seconds. He's up on Heaven, and he's got the perfect movement. What a brilliant round here. 7 seconds left, and GODSENT, they could have just as easily been down 5 rounds. Instead, it looks like it's possible. Alex, though, coming back in. Good kill right there, and Henny, he's already up the ladder, and he's spotted already. That's a bit of a problem. Alex trying to set up for another flashbang, not quite getting it, and trying to reposition himself. If he can get in and just maybe get a little bit further away. Henny doesn't have a kit, and surely Alex would have known that, but he's out huge off angle, and Henny just cannot read it. I thought Alex would have played a little bit more for time then, but that should have been GODSENT winning that round. I mean, not to begin with, but in that 2-on-2, that looked so good.
Yeah, you could see that Dumao at the end there really just wants more. He wanted to try to find the whole victory by his lonesome, but it wasn't to be, and that's just kind of unfortunate because it leaves Henny out to dry in that one-on-one. Coming up the vent, it's never going to be easy. He's given up a sound cue at that point, but man, Dumao did so much work. It's just the last hurdle. GODSENT were unable to get over it.
Okay, so they get their 5 rounds. They had to work for them. We're back with another double AWP setup for GODSENT. So, I mean, it's not a lot of rounds that they've had it. Last time they didn't quite make it work, and that retake didn't look very good at all. See if they can improve on that situation a little bit more. Again, walking down with Alex leading charge. He's got Damage with him, but there are a lot of rounds that I've seen so far in the demos where it's even Alex entirely on his own and everyone else somewhere across the map. So, good that he's got a little bit of backup out here. The rest of the defense pretty much at ramp or A. So, a lot of opportunities right now for them to sneak down Secret if they wanted to. There's absolutely no one from the CT side on that lower part of the map.
Yeah, they already have 2 there. but it feels like they want to pressure towards Hut. Henny might have spotted something, but this is shaping up to be a typical 3-2 split. They're going to be testing Taco now at ramp. Are they going to go for the boost? Yes, they're going to assemble it. Sunpayas, they'll be up. And he finds the shot. Nice entry onto Taco. That might just be a round right there. There's not much GODSENT can do at this point. They already have 3 players just on A, and it doesn't look like they're too concerned with rotating.
Kind of a tough call, I guess, to make if you're down 5 rounds, but not as bad as throwing away the remaining rifles and going into the 7th round at that point. It just with almost nothing at all. So I kind of agree, and I guess they do as well. They're moving out.
Yeah, they were just going to play to contain or see if there's any freebies given, but not the case. 1 kill round does happen on Nuke occasionally. The T's are able to slip into that lower site. And GODSENT, they really seem to expect that it was going to be a late door pop, but maybe some kind of anti-stratting gone wrong in that sense, just heavily committing towards that. They despite all of the signs, the telltale signs that it was going to be a B play.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more rounds like that with Alex trying to pave the way down through Secret like that. He does it a couple of times as well, where he actually goes into the garage in front of the wall. And this round, he would have walked in at, I think, to Dumao, who's playing that garage. So, like, he would have been spotted there. But I think we're probably going to see a lot more of that. They just like to use him as just like this tool to go look for it. Yeah, this is a great opening. You called it right away. Should we be worried yet for GODSENT? 6-0, is this a problem?
Yes.
Yeah, worried already?
The entire playbook is open for Movistar. The conditioning is there. The outside smokes now need to be respected. Door pops need to be expected. There's just so many things that could be called by Alex in order to make a round work. So could expect Movistar to maybe loosen things up a bit. Maybe some individual players might think that there's some liberties to be taken. They're just feeling confident, but as long as they stick to the game plan, this should be a pretty solid half. But Dumao just goes right through that corner mini smoke, and he makes it work.
Looked like a fight that he should have lost, but the power of that M4A1 in terms of moving and shooting is just wild. And the Molotov is pretty well timed. Henny has to respect that a little bit. Wallbang definitely possible, but not able to hit anything this time. 4 on 5, though. They've been in this position and even better positions before GODSENT without winning the rounds, so deep breath here. They have a nice presence down below with both Lado and Taco holding their lower part. This seems like a solid defense. Movistar are going to have a hard time breaking out of this one.
This is a really strong setup. Lado's got the right eye peek, angle hold towards lower, and he has a teammate in Taco at what I call clock, but there's no clock there anymore. So that back rafter position, yeah.
35 seconds on the clock here. Oh, Lado, he's moving into the position. That is some godlike timing. Yeah, Mope has no chance at all. And they might not even realize there's a second player down here. They don't even check for a Taco. That's a lot of damage. Could have nearly been a double kill right there. 20 seconds and a 3-on-3. They should be able to get a bomb plant all of a sudden, which is probably more than Movistar could have even wished for at the beginning of this round here. Barton comes in with a kill on Damage G and swings into the bomb site, giving them no time to position themselves in an afterplant. They're immediately wiped out.
They don't know Deaths could have gotten here. I don't think they recognize that he closed the door. They'll find out soon enough that he is not on the site. Yeah. But they're really wondering how this is even possible, because he closed the door instantly. Gets one.
Oh, chance for a reload, and he's gonna almost get that second kill. It could have worked out. That is, you could actually, you're right. They were even looking over towards Decon and everything. They were not sure at all.
He somehow closed the door so fast that the player scaling from Decon just didn't even see it close. But either way, solid defense from GODSENT. They sort of over-rotated towards that B bomb site, but it is what they needed in order to secure their first round. Nice retake together, and not doing it with a double op this time. They just had 4 rifles, and that seemed to be the key to success.
Sometimes when you end up having a bit of a lost streak, you just need that one round to open up the game with, and things start to feel a bit different. Quick vent dive coming through, and actually, yeah, down below, they're already ready for a bit of a fight. Dumao, he could almost walk into it. If they lose that fight again, oh, he spots him out. They had no idea. I don't think anyone was close enough to call it. They obviously know that there's a smoke there, so someone could say he could have gone vent, but there's a difference between he could have and I definitely heard him going vent. He's definitely there, and you could tell Dumao just not checking for it. And this might be a very quick round loss again. If Taco goes down, he's way out in the open. He's very exposed right here. Gonna pick up that first kill. Goes for the spray, and it's nearly a triple. He might have saved them in the round. If he doesn't get that double, it's not even worth talking about.
This becomes doable for GODSENT. They're already rotated in position. Lado and Henny at the bottom of ramp. That bomb is sort of exposed for Movistar. They're going to have to retrieve that. Although, Movistar do have the advantage that they're in a 3-on-2. Barton's still on that upper site. And Movistar is starting to use their utility to secure these angles and make it a lot easier for themselves. They've already pushed off both of those GODSENT players, and now they can set up in the 3-on-3 post plant. This is probably done.
It's very cool. Did you notice this earlier when they were stuck on ramp, how they call the same freeze on the Movistar side and they slow everything down and they actually give GODSENT a little bit of space to make a mistake, and GODSENT haven't really given them much to work with, but I still think it's a good sign in terms of the overall structure of Movistar that they don't just feel the pressure like, hey, we're at the B bomb site, the bomb has been exposed, let's go plant it right now. Like some teams will get a little bit ahead of themselves, and Movistar seem to be pretty comfortable saying, oh, give them 10 seconds and see if they make a big mistake. And if they don't, we'll use the utility, we'll plant the bomb, and then we'll see what happens in the after plant. And this is looking so solid right now.
Yep, excellent time management by Movistar. They knew what their options were, they exercised them, and a clean conversion. In a situation that maybe some other teams would have panicked, this is a team that's been playing with this 5-man lineup for some time now, and you can see that they just seem to have trust with each other. No one's going to make the wrong move. No one thinks that they have to force the issue in a situation that can be broken down with clean utility and clean communication.
Feels like the real weakness right now is letting Movistar down into the lower part of the map to begin. It feels like that's where things unravel at the moment from GODSENT's point of view. Kind of hard to put a lot of effort into stopping them, especially outside, right?
There's definitely a few send-it plays to get a guy towards Secret, but that's really nice between Henny and Taco. Nice 1-2, as Henny even retreats by firing more op shots. That's the Henny signature, by the way. This guy, it's almost like he doesn't care about the cost of bullets because he never played earlier versions of CS. Just fires them off indiscriminately.
Although if he had, that kind of firing would be so much more effective. He's shooting through the walls.
Yeah, people would die from a mile away. Just through three surfaces. But that's the advantage GODSENT definitely needed. They have lost a 3v5 in the past, but it was a much different situation as Movistar had the bomb down and planted.
They're not even going to try.
All right, that's that. Okay, well done, GODSENT. Nice setup between the two of them.
It's always a discussion, isn't it, as well, this difference between, you know, because I was sort of laying up a little bit of a conversation around, can they stop them from getting down into the lower part of the map and everything else? And sometimes, I guess, you can also divert from that entire thing and say, well, let's not try and stop what they're doing. Let's just play our own. Like, we can actually be more proactive than that. And I guess when you do something like that, you're taking the initiative out of the hands of the enemy team, and that can feel really good.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Movistar moved towards a slightly more outside-focused attack in the upcoming round. See that Taco is pretty pleased with his setup with Henny. Wants to give him almost a kiss. Yeah,
breaking all the rules of firearms.
just sticking them right at each other, yeah.
It's not great, but yeah, fine. It worked. They can celebrate. 10th round is coming up, and yeah, it's still a really powerful lead. And in terms of the economy, I mean, they still have something to work with here on the T side. So they're not done yet. GODSENT. They need to win a couple of rounds back to back here to really start to have an impact in this first half. All of them in lobby.
Oh, looks like it might be an exec coming out. Barton's going to be challenged on this one. Top hut player. Coming out. He's going to find one. Laudo, his teammate falls, and that's it. The site's already doomed, but Dumao might have a little bit of an opening. Wow, he's sneaking right through that smoke. That's 2 smokes that he just passed through. But Sun Pius is already posted on the angle, and I doubt that's the peak that he was looking for, but he still hits the shot.
I would have had a heart attack in that moment. Yeah. That is so scary. Great, again, I think almost threading the needle there, Dumao. He didn't need a lot more, and he could have really been the opening to get back into it. No Molotov on the hot player, but there was a lot of Molotovs landing down on the site behind the vent, and obviously behind the A-bomb site itself, behind those silos, making it very, very hard to you have to move out of the fire while dodging the flashbangs while also defending the bomb site. It's a lot of things happening all at once. Taco, look almost like he wanted to go for the defuse for a second, but thinks better of it. Well, you said this earlier. The problem is the playbook is so open for Movistar, right? So they've had the executes going down lower. They've had some success at ramp even. Now they have this. There's a lot of things that are working for them at the moment.
Right, and we saw that Doom Out was already starting towards lower. It's like GODSENT predicted that Movistar were going to do some sort of secret play, but the fact is that Movistar thought 2 steps ahead. That was almost the obvious counter to what they were doing, and so they just sent it upper. Yeah, it just feels like Movistar do have a lot of options in this game right now, so GODSENT, they're going to try to slow things down. They take a timeout, and they try to rethink their approach.
Okay. We haven't really felt the effect of Henny yet in this game. And he's had the AWP. He's had some opportunity at least to try and flex a little bit with that weapon, but it's been 2 kills so far.
Yeah, I find Henny could be his most powerful when the game slows down, and it's almost kind of like, this is such a ridiculous comparison to make, but think Guardian 3 years ago, 4 years ago, where he could just, when the game slowed down, he just was looking the right place more times than not. But this game is moving at a pace that it's almost like Henny can't get involved unless he's just starting in the right spot.
And Nuke is a really unforgiving map if you're in the wrong spot as an AWP player, obviously. Dabby G comes charging. Oh, that is some really important coverage from the high ground there. Otherwise, that Hut player would have been dead. Sunpaya so far with the only kill on the side of the Movistar team, so should be a good round right here. We've got to be real careful, but 2 on 4 is looking pretty good. That round, though, I bet if you replay that round, or at least the opening into the A bomb side in slow motion, you'd see that some of that is kind of on the edge of a knife. It could have gone easily the other way. 1 more kill there happening for Movistar, and they probably get a bomb plant, and it's a lot worse. We'll see.
And this time, Lado didn't just get easy entry to. He's able to find 1, which probably activated Barton a little bit more, made the 2 kills he found a little bit easier. And Movistar, they've saved in these kinds of situations before, and I'm expecting that to happen once again.
Okay, walking away from the whole thing. I guess it does make sense. You're in the 11th round, and the bank is not infinitely deep, so why give them too much to work with anyway? Okay, gonna be a 3rd round on the side of GODSENT. And trying to go back to what worked earlier, it's hard to really fault them for it.
Yeah, you don't usually expect the A hit twice. This time, though, they do it a lot faster, and I don't think they had all the Molotovs that created so much pressure 2 rounds prior to this, or the round prior to this. Either way, GODSENT are able to put it together. So they're finding some footing in this game. There's still potential for them to even up the half. Definitely not the start that they were looking for, but maybe they're slow starters.
Yeah, which I mean, again, which is definitely fine. They're not out of the game at all. I'm trying to think of what kind of other executes we could see out of the Movistar side. If they want to keep up a little bit of pace here and maybe make those AWP players a little bit uncomfortable. Like a cool variation of this is obviously going really still fast towards the A bomb side, but having the main point of entry be mini and just sort of like gliding from silo onto the mini hut and then swinging down there. And especially if they are worried about, you know, like if they're worried about you going down below, they could have had someone like Duma or Barton already down below. All right, Alex again playing a little bit on his own. I feel like that's kind of to be expected. I feel, in fact, so much so that if I was GODSENT and I found Alex out here, I'd make it a safe bet that the rest of the team is going to be basically in lobby. Davy G goes down, trying to put some pressure on, and man, it would have been cool if that would have worked, because then Alex's position could have come into play as a secondary sort of chess piece in there, but now doesn't really work quite the same.
Well, Henny has discovered Alex's position. There's not too much more to work with for Movistar. It does feel a little bit awkward to save this early in the round, but can't put it past him. Seen it before. Well, they are posturing.
They're waiting.
Yeah, they're seeing if GODSENT will give them anything.
Which hopefully, again, in the desk we're talking about, obviously the experience for Taco and Henny especially, you would assume that they haven't. They're gonna call that pretty quickly. So like, don't do anything silly. Yeah, they're backing out already. Wow, they're real careful.
Man. All right, Movistar, it's almost like they're trying to triple dip. This has been a lot. It's been the A hit on A hit on A hit sort of rounds where a lot of the success they found, not that they haven't had a successful A hit so far, but the secret lockdowns have been really effective for them so far. They might go back to that. From
an ethics point of view, Maui, once you've double dipped, surely triple dipping is no worse.
Yeah, no, well, at that point, your germs are my germs.
Yeah, like you've already done it. Then at that point, you should like.
Yes. The
rest of it is for free. You're actually it's like a huge return on investment. Like you've already.
Yeah, just start getting the most mileage for every chip at that point.
Exactly.
Or yeah, whatever you're dipping at that point.
Yeah, so there we go. That's the lesson that we've learned so far.
Yeah, after a while, if you're living in close enough proximity, just dip as much as you want.
Just don't stop counting. It's 8-4 right now, going into the 13th round, and that was good. I'm glad to see GODSENT wake up a little bit here. I was getting a little bit distressed at the beginning. It felt like you never really want to see a team. And GODSENT, I mean, again, they've been having their own ups and downs, and obviously now that Henny's on the team, I think that even if his performance right now is not amazing, it puts a smile on my face too, I'm not gonna lie. So I feel like you want to see them have a real impact here at the beginning.
It takes them in a very new direction, as the Des was talking about. Kassad really liked the fact that they're adding a primary opper, and I have to agree with him. It was kind of weird to see the juggling op of GODSENT before. Even though Henny's not having the most impact, this makes everybody it's a little easier for them to focus on their roles now.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shot.
He walked right in that one. So cool when you see it from, well, it's not cool if you're Henny, but it looks like Sunpayas almost doesn't even stop walking. It looked like he's still slightly moving when he takes that shot.
Yeah, it's like he just mastered the mechanics of the game.
Nice map control, though. Taco, very, very aggressive. I mean, this actually, even being a man down, this puts them in a really interesting position because they pretty much know where Movistar are right now. The question is if they can find a way to flank them in time before they get maybe down below, or even they're actually flanking all the way around towards Heaven instead.
Ooh, this is so interesting. I mean, they throw the somewhat obvious smokes for a Heaven wrap, the locker room one, but oh, they still get the kill anyways. Perfect flash from Alex to set that whole engagement up. Barton falls, but now Dumao, we might get shot in the back here. There are some players waiting. He doesn't find the timing. There it is.
Yeah, well played, and follow-up spray. Good headshot to take down Alex. And now it's a 2-1-3. They still have 40 seconds. Some pairs. Oh, it doesn't matter. The nade is there. Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. Clock, though, is working against them quite a bit now. Sub 30 seconds. Trying to see if they can make their way up. Bomb is on Sunpayas, but Lado, he's got the right... Ooh, wait a minute. Might have almost overspoken there. Seemed like he knew what he was doing. 20 seconds now. Spotted out in Mini. They definitely know something is coming, and he picks up a Galil instead. Ditches the AWP and goes for the part now. Just 12 seconds on the clock, and Taco, how can he get up? I don't think he's going to make it out of this event. He's got the knife out, and Deaths will take him down.
Yeah. Well put together by Movistar. They go back towards outside, and even though it was a somewhat obvious path for them, smoking off the mini garage, smoking off the locker room windows, that generally does indicate you're going for a Heaven wrap of sorts. They still make it all work. The utility was perfect from that flash to get into Heaven, the nade onto that player's CT to find that trade. Very well put together by Movistar.
Yeah, this was almost the redeeming moment, wasn't it?
Boom.
Just playing battleships.
Yep.
It's a good hit. 9-4. Oh, if they lose this round, GODSENT, the cash that they have is going to be so miserable for the 15th round. They really need to win this. They need to win these 9-6 to stay competitive, and that's a pretty good start.
What? Oh, what? Was he falling? Okay, all right. Well, we'll take it. Dumao finds 2, and Movistar, they still have that path towards lower, and there's actually nobody here from GODSENT yet. This might be similar to a round we've seen previously, but no, Taco's going to get into position. This is very strong from him.
I think he was fallen while still spraying and adjusting for the recoil spray pattern. It's like, that's a lot to accomplish all in one go. Well done. Yeah. Taco being down here, even just for the ears, even just to listen, is such a huge thing. And obviously with timing like that, you can't really go wrong. Big double kill. Mob has on his own 1 versus 5. It is never going to happen here. could do some damage, could try and take some weapons away, which still can have a bit of an impact in the 15th round, but winning it is quite a different matter. And yeah, backup is being called for. Pretty good spray here, but it's not going to make a difference at the end. A 5th round on the side of GODSENT, and going into the last round of the half, which, I don't know, they're set up all right. I think if they get to 6 rounds, they can stay competitive.
Yeah, I love that Taco, when he was in emo there, just casually reloads as his teammates are coming down the ramp. That's a nice little flex. So just kind of makes it up. Okay, we got to see this. Yep, he's falling. Yep, he's free falling.
Disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little gross, but he had the right idea. They were around those smokes. He was aimed in the general direction. But well done, and good rotation from Taco on top of that to secure the round. Force buy for round number 15 from Movistar doesn't allow them the same wealth of options as we've seen in ones prior to this, but they're still going to get Alex outside.
Yeah, sneak it around just with Galil. So he's going to have to do a lot of work. Sam's actually standing on the chairs might have saved him a little bit there. Otherwise, might have been sprayed down. They come running right to the smoke. The timing is good. Davy taking down Taco. Strong start right here. 15th round, and it starts out 4-on-5 in favor of Movistar. They get ramp, which is a nice position to do some work in. And actually, they come back and look for Barton. That almost seems like a read, like something they would have seen in a demo that actually we can come back sometimes to lobby and find a player there. Still losing Alex, though, when Henny... Only his 3rd kill of the half so far. Adding even a little bit here, getting warmed up. Oh, and he no-scopes him. Taking down Mopas. What an incredible flex.
That was a sick shot from Henny. Sun Pius in the 1v3 will be getting flanked. So that's a 6th round for GODSENT there. Not bad at all in terms of the recovery. Did see some warning signs for Henny, though, and his sort of lack of impact until round number 15. But that is not too bad as the game heats up.
Yeah, incredible stuff. We'll be right back with the second half coming up.
I describe our play style like it's kind of aggressive, and we follow some rules. And when the opponent least expecting, we break the rules and we change the pace of the game. So yeah, I think this is the most dangerous thing that we have.
After struggling at the RM,
GODSENT. We're on Nuke, and I think this is a pretty respectable scoreline right now. It's not done yet, though. They sort of woke up towards the end. GODSENT, they could do a lot more damage.
We saw why Movistar decided to pick this one. The way they were able to break down some of the mid rounds, slow things down, even in man disadvantaged situations. It was impressive stuff. GODSENT, on the other hand, it took a while to wake up in this. It took a while for them to put it all together, but now they're on the offense, so things shouldn't get any easier, but maybe that firepower will be there for them to lend a helping hand.
This is what they need right now. All of them in lobby. One unit moving around. Pretty common stuff again, playing the pistol round. You kind of sometimes have to just roll the dice a little bit. Trying to see if he can land a headshot there. Pius also flicking away with the USP, but not really connecting with anything. So they control ramp at least for the minute. That's a pretty good start. We've got a lot of time on the clock. Damage playing a huge off angle. Oh, beautiful headshots to follow it up. Mopaz at the back of the bomb site helping out. He's going to land a single headshot, but the bomb is lost back there. So even if they find Mopaz in time, they have to travel all the way back to the ramp and try and pick up the bomb. Probably fighting Movistar along the way. It's a really bad position to be in right now. Dumo and Henny, they kind of need a little bit of a mistake here from the CT side. They need someone to mess this up and maybe overextend a bit and try and put it into a 2-on-2. Nice jump. Oh, that's awkward. Who closed that door, I wonder?
Yeah, that was a sort of an opportunity, but Sunpius still has control of the bomb. Movistar still poking and prodding. That's an important headshot to find. Makes things a lot easier as now Henny is between a rock and a hard place. Is able to come up with one, but Movistar, they close it out. That kind of felt like GODSENT at the end of that round were in a level of death run. They had to go such a far way, and there were so many obstacles in their path. Just all these Movistar players that were just taking little pot shots at them.
Yeah, it's that position that he plays at the beginning, Alex, when it's so weird, because obviously we've seen it many times before. I still feel like whenever you come down that ramp, you're just not expecting it, because it's obviously an all-in position.
Yes, yes. It's almost a read that it is going to be a lower hit.
Yeah. And once you reveal yourself, you can't really escape. You're just, yeah. And he was eventually taken down, but some good headshots before it got started. Okay. Sunpius sticking with the fight outside.
So, somewhat labored, but I have no doubt that he'll clean it up. Alex has been really solid so far. Scoreline doesn't truly reflect that, but the impact and the amount of rounds that he was able to find for his team with his space creation, that's where it counts.
Yeah, he was being really active in opening up the lower part of the map, and I know he plays kind of a lot of the time anyway the mirror position on the CT side, so he'll be the guy diving the vent first and going down lower and coming up secret and sort of fighting outside, which I guess you don't always have to play the mirrored position, but it can be nice because you become a local expert, you know?
Yeah, you understand the meta of the position from both sides. I think most teams generally like to do that, but sometimes you just got to put the Star Rifler in all the star spots. So
yeah. What's Taco doing? He's talking to the team, I'm guessing. For a minute, it looked like he was disconnected, but...
Yeah, he's doing one of the old school, existence timeouts here?
Yeah.
Just hanging out in spawn, or where he's safe, can go over some stuff. What's the next round's game plan? They will be buying in the next round, so he's going to be talking about how they're going to get the ball rolling on their offense here. I wouldn't mind a Dumao go kill round. That's definitely one in the playbooks for GODSENT.
He's having himself actually a really cool game. I'm a little bit shocked to see it. He's got 17 kills, and when they're this far behind, that says a lot. So yeah, maybe that is the call. Send him out, open it up.
Yeah, we'll see. Sometimes you got to let the hot hand shoot. Don't cool it off. But I expect a little bit more depth. GODSENT have been playing Nuke for the entirety of this lineup's history. Obviously, that being said, it was before Henny joined the roster, but it's one that they were trying to incorporate into their pool on their very first trip to Europe about a year and some months ago.
Alex straight over there, making the long run. Not afraid to get caught either. Yeah, and the rest of the team hanging out. Alex a little bit more on his own. And I guess we'll see all AKs, one Galil on the side of GODSENT here. Yeah, they're going as a group. Not afraid of any kind of lobby push here. The flashbang is in. Maybe not the best weapon with the FAMAS, but he does a lot of damage and gets an enormous amount of information. So, right at the end, Barton, I'm not even sure. Did he come back for the bomb? It looked like he had made it past already, and then he still fell. Sunpius gonna get smoked off, trying to neutralize the effect of that AWP, but there's still a 3-on-4 right now. It is looking pretty good for Movistar in this round so far.
Yeah, there's not too many options for GODSENT here. They still have a smoke to work with, but with Taco's health, it becomes very questionable if they even want to go for this. So yeah, they are going to send Dumao out, but it looks like he's going to find the poor timing. Sunpius peeks right into him as he's clearing CT. 35 seconds left, and GODSENT, there's a case to save here, but it does seem like Taco wants to give this one a shot.
Jumping up in heaven, making a lot of noise, but doesn't really matter. He's got backup down on the low ground. Death's picking up a couple of kills here. Wow. That didn't really work out the way that it expected. I mean, it's a classic Nuke play, though.
Right.
Flashing behind that red container.
Would have loved to see some kind of setup like this from GODSENT coming out in the first half, but yeah, that is a really clean little play. Alex getting set up, finding all that info. Even though he only finds one frag, he got Taco down to 1 HP. I think he took a couple other people into near red territory. So, Movistar shutting down that first gun round. Well done.
The drop-off right now, looking at Demau's kills to the rest of the team, is pretty drastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a good look for GODSENT. I'll say that. It's not been a team effort in terms of putting stats on a page. This just feels like Movistar have a better grasp of the map right now in a lot of different ways. Those spams were not working out for GODSENT, but Movistar, they're finding the timings on those. And GODSENT, they've at least found the lower halls, but man, look at this proactive play from Mopaz. He's already behind 5v4. You're not going to be expecting this if you're Taco.
No, definitely not. And yeah, he's kind of hoping for the opposite, right? He's hoping that he's... Oh, it's very awkward indeed.
Gets it done.
Why are those always the harder kills to get? Just always is.
It's just how the cookie crumbles. Just how the game plays out, honestly. When someone looks away from you, it's just harder to get their attention.
Penny is on his own. Maui, if you had to sell this like a politician, like you said you thought GODSENT are gonna win, doesn't look so good right now. Obviously best of 3, so there's time, but if you had to sell it like you were right anyway, even if currently doesn't look like it, what's the pitch for you being right in spite of what we're seeing on our screens?
The pitch from a political point of view is that GODSENT, they had to wake up a little bit in this one. You know, they had to have their cup of joe.
Okay.
It's coming up now, and we're going to be going to their map pick next, and Mirage, that's where the individual skill will take over.
All right, I like that. That's a classic. It's not really like jet lag, but without the jet lag, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. That's respectable. It's good to have some of those classic excuses sometimes.
you need them in your back pocket. It's how you motivate your teams sometimes.
Yeah, key to a good excuse is delivering it really quickly. If you think too much about it, like it's better to just go with something fast. You know?
Right. And they're just getting picked apart right now.
Yeah.
This looks kind of fun if you're Deaths. You just get to rain hell from above. Just almost like an aim map when he swings out there.
Yeah, he even came back for a couple of taps at the end. He was like, you know what? I think I can still do it.
It's almost like, why am I not dead yet? Why am I allowed to go this long and keep shooting?
Hard to recover this round. They have Henny and Barton with some health. It could be swung back. There is a way. If you can surprise them coming in from heaven like this, I don't think you can, but yeah, if you catch the right kill at the right time, maybe you could open it up. Now they've made a lot of noise, so they definitely realized. And that flashbang, yeah, he knew Mopaz. He realized someone else probably threw that flashbang for the peek up there. I'm going to go look for that guy, and instead he still got caught. 30 seconds on the clock right here. And they're down to a 4-on-3. There is a way. Very slim chance, but it can be done. Alex gets traded. Now it's looking a little bit more unlikely. 20 seconds, and Death, he was looking down from below. That whole time, he was actually just looking at that, and he shot him right through. Doesn't seem quite fair, does it?
Just feels like everything's working for Movistar. They're shooting through smoke, finding kills, shooting through walls that almost serve as a gimmick in terms of the design of that bomb site. Everything's working for them. Good trades from GODSENT at the very end to try to piece that round together, but a nice proactive play to kick things off from Davy in order to find that one. Just GODSENT are taking so many casualties as they're trying to get into position to even take the bomb site. Sometimes the road to the site can be the most deadly one, and GODSENT are definitely experiencing that. Kind of sometimes a lack of utility, lack of clean protocols, and sometimes you just get shot through all your utility.
Yeah, none of it works. It's a miserable start in every way right now. And I guess that's probably the feeling that GODSENT must be left with at the moment. Like, we're not even really getting to play we're not playing our game at all right now.
No, this is
being strung along.
Yeah, and from every interview every player has given, the first thing they want to do is play their own game. That is priority number one. If that can't come to be, well, what do you have left?
It's very hard to adjust to them at a minimum. Oh no! Right through the smoke and damage with an orc on the other side. It's a great triple. And he's waiting. He wants all of them, and he nearly could have. Here's something that's smart. He didn't want to get he knew that if he starts reloading, that's always when someone comes charging through the smoke. He's going for the ace. I respect it, but he's going to have to settle for the quad kill instead.
Nice one, Davy G. A little bit of stat padding. Very, very nice. Looks like we're going to be heading out of this map rather shortly. There is still an opportunity for GODSENT. Let's not count them out completely just yet, but it is a steep uphill battle. good control from Davy and Movistar. They're laughing. They're having a good time. Kicking off the Pro League well. The ESL Pro League Week 3.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very good sign. It's just always going to feel so much better when you're especially best of 3. You're laughing your way into that second map. It's pretty quick at the moment. 15-6 here. GODSENT. I think you're right though. I mean, even if the full comeback to get into overtime, it would be very difficult to do. I still think there's always a chance that you can start to wake up a couple of more players, right? Like Dumao needs at least 1 or 2 more people at his level going into the second map. That's going to be super important.
Yeah, sometimes if this game just goes a little bit longer, GODSENT just believes in themselves that, hey, even though we got stomped in terms of our tactics on the map, we woke up in terms of individuals, and that can go a long way. Alex testing things over the smoke, and he was unable to find the shot. Nice read from Alex there. Knows exactly what's going on. He hears the footsteps as they're coming on in. But that's going to be it. Movistar take it 16-6. Very clean affair at that. That was their pick of Nuke, and man, did it look good for them.
Yeah, almost flawless, really. And at the end, we saw more shots to the smoke. I mean, just a class performance here for Movistar Riders. And there's not much else to say. It's going to have to be a real...